And then I realized when I was on court, I missed it, and that I was happy that even if I, my career was really short, and even those 5 years, I could literally, out of those 5, I played 3 because I was injured. It was really tough. So, but I was like, I can still, give back, and I can still put that passion I have tennis for teaching others and make others successful. That'll make me, happy, and maybe doing another job that may give you more money or not, but that just make me happier. And just to be out there, burning some energy too, like I just need it.
Welcome to the Emazing Tennis Podcast. Today we have Gaby Paz. She's a great friend. She's a great coach. Somebody that her background is amazing, and there's so many things that I could name, but I'm just going to say a few things and then we're going to start a conversation. So she was a top 200 WTA. She has a total of 10 career titles. She was top 10 junior ITF and a junior US Open finalist, which is amazing. She's currently running her own academy, and she's very, very successful. She has a big influence on social media, where she has over 50,000 following across her platforms. She's influencing the world with her amazing coaching. And today I'm really, really excited to learn how she does it all. What are some of her secrets to her success? And we're very happy to have you on the podcast, Gaby.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here and catching up with you, and and sharing our secrets.
Yeah, sharing secrets to success. We can start right away. How do you define success? Like, what does success mean to you? Does it mean, like something in your, what you're doing with your business now, or is it something else? How do you define success?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's not really like a measure of, say, how much money I make or how far I can get it. For me, it's like, building something or having a goal and being able to kind of accomplish it, right? So like, I mean, in tennis was like that, setting a goal, finishing the year in the goal, in the ranking that I wanted, or winning a tournament. That for me, was like a success, even if it was like a small one. That like means everything. So like right now, in my life, obviously my life is different, and really the main thing is for me to like be happy with everything I'm doing. That's part of the success for me. But what really brings me that happiness of what I'm doing is setting up goals, feeling like I'm doing an impact on other people. Achieving my goals makes me feel successful. Not, like I said, not necessarily it's about money or it's about fame or about anything. It's just, achieving my personal goals makes me feel very rewarded and happy.
No, that's awesome. And that's so interesting. We're actually starting off this conversation awesome, because the goal of my podcast actually is talk to influential people like you, successful people like yourself, and talk about that fulfillment in life, how to find balance in life, how to find that happiness in life, because we are living very we're living busy lives, because we're doing so much, especially as an entrepreneur. And then like, how do you actually manage all of that? So that can be the next question, is like, how okay, well, let's start over, because I want you to tell us more about yourself, about your playing career, how you started. I'm very actually interested, because I don't know that about you.
Okay.
How you started, tell us your tennis journey.
Yeah. So I started was really random because my family, nobody played tennis. I was used to do gymnastics. I was not the most athletic back in the day. And then I just got bored of doing gymnastic, and I crossed the street where the tennis courts, and I was like, I want to try that. And my parents were like, oh no, let's not even buy her a racket. She's going to try it and she's going to quit. And so, yeah, they brought me to a clinic, a free clinic that they had on Saturdays. And I was like already hitting every ball. And the coach was like, oh, she has a lot of potential. You should put her in lessons. And they were like, no, 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 no. And then anyway, kind of how it started. And after that, I literally didn't drop the racket. Like I was playing, going on the wall, playing with any adult. Hey, you go want to play. And they put me in some clinics, some lessons. And then I played my first tournament and I lost badly. And I was like, this is not going to happen again. Like I got to beat everyone. So yeah, in Venezuela, I started to win in underage at 10. I was 8 and I started to win all the tournaments and it started to go really well. I was number 1 in like 10s and 12s. And then kind of at that time when I was around 11, 12, that's when we decided to come to the US because of my tennis career, but also the situation there wasn't great at the time. And so I came here with like a tennis scholarship. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the journey started.
Yeah, that's awesome. So then you moved here. Did you go to college here or no?
Yeah, so I played pro and I still did my my online degree through FIU.
Okay.
So I have a psychology degree.
Oh, that's awesome. Does that help you in the coaching aspect, the psychology part? Do you use anything from that? How does that help?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I always knew I wanted to study psychology because it's super interesting to me. Even now, I'm not studying, but I'm reading like tons of books. Like it's really interesting for me. Just to understand behavior. I really love like psychology and like adolescents and because they're going through the most changes and they're kind of learning who they are. And I love to help them find out who they are and for them to be happy with themselves and successful, whether that is being a pro tennis player, going to college, or doing something else.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you played pro for how long? Did you play pro for?
So I turned pro when I was 15. I mean, I the first pro tournament I played, I won it, which was like a 10K back, and I was 15.
Wow.
And my parents' economic situation wasn't great. And so that tournament already, I decided to turn pro because, we needed the money. And I was like, this is what I want to do. So, that's when I turned pro pretty much. And then I had to retire like officially when I was 20. Really not a very long career because I had a lot of unfortunate injuries and things that were completely out of my control. And yeah, so 5 years pretty much, give or take.
So you retired pretty young, and then but you made it. You were very successful, and then I see that you played for Fed Cup too, correct?
Yeah, that was an awesome experience because I couldn't really leave the country because we were in process here as immigrants, and I couldn't leave the country my whole junior career. And then the pros, only the last year I could leave. So that last year of my career where I was coming back from an injury, it was really, I was like, I really want to play Fed Cup for my country because this is gonna be, a great experience. So, and I loved it. It was amazing, being able to. I hadn't gone back to my country since I came to US, and it was really meaningful. I met a lot of the players there. It was awesome.
No, that's awesome. So then after that, did you get into coaching immediately? Can you tell me more? How did your coaching career start? And then how did you start your business?
Yeah, for sure. So right after I stopped, I mean, yeah, I had a tear on my shoulder, and I when I finally decided, okay, I'm done. I wasn't right away eager to go back into the court and coach. I was like, I want to see if I could do something else away from the court. So I mean, I did finish my degree. I did real estate when I just finished for, I would say, a year and a half. And then it just kind of, people started contacting me in the tennis world, like, hey, there's this girl, could you coach her? Could you coach her today or tomorrow? And then that's kind of how it just started happening. It was like, it was pulling me back. And I was, oh, I don't want to go back, but it was pulling me back. And then I realized when I was on court, I missed it, and that I was happy that even if I, my career was really short, and even those 5 years, I could literally, out of those five, I played three because I was injured. It was really tough. So, but I was like, I can still, you know, give back, and I can still put that passion I have tennis for teaching others and make others successful. That will make me, happy,
Yeah.
and maybe doing another job that may give you more money or not, but that just make me happier, and just to be out there, burning some energy too. Like, I just need it.
No, I completely understand, because I'm kind of similar like you know, like my pro career wasn't that long, unfortunately, because of a lot of different reasons, like you're saying. But, and then first I didn't get into tennis immediately, but then later I was like, okay, let's do it. And, then I really realized, okay, this probably was meant to be. This was my calling. And I really, the more I do it, the more I coach, and the more I'm in this industry, I feel like, it was really meant to be, like you said, to impact the others, to share your experience, to share your passion for the sport, so
Yeah.
and then you started, right now, do you have an academy? Because when I was on your website, it says we're not a tennis academy. Because so is it an academy, or is it, I read
Yeah.
a little bit about it, it's like smaller
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not a usual tennis academy. It's more like a private tennis academy. So we most like private coaching, like semi-private, and we do have small groups, but we don't have big programs like the academies where we'll have tons of kids and stuff like that. Everything is very personalized, and say I have a group of four, but I'm with them on court, and I just really want to make sure that everyone that comes to us, it's well taken care of, it's improving, they're happy. I don't want it to feel like, they're passing the time. That's not really fun for me either. So
That's so important, because I feel like nowadays we have a lot of those academies, the big ones, and big names, and um, but what we need is what you're saying, more personalized, to show that you care. And actually, even when you make groups, they're smaller groups, but you're there, you understand. So that's awesome. And I also saw that you coached really some really big names too on tour, like Amanda Anisimova. Did you coach her as well?
yeah. I mean, I know Amanda since she was like 3 years old, because her sister
Um,
used to play. She's a little older than me, but in my generation. So yeah, I mean, I was close with her father, who unfortunately passed. And yeah, since from like 12 to 14, I was helping her a lot. Her father was always involved in her coaching. But yeah, I was coaching her a lot, and in that time also I was coaching Lauren Albanese. I coached her for a full year, full time, and they would also practice together a lot. So yeah, I mean, Amanda had really, was incredibly talented. Since already 13 years old, she was already playing or beating, players who were already in the top 200 in the pros. She was
yeah,
13.
no,
So
yeah, and she's doing really good now too.
yeah,
And I see also you have, I mean, amazing resume. Like you have, in only those like few years that you were on tour, you have wins over top 50 players like Pliskova, Sloane Stevens, Alison Risk, Christina McHale, Madison Brangle. I mean, it's amazing, like it just shows like your quality of tennis. Unfortunately, you were not able to play more. Do you ever wish you were on tour again? Because this, a lot of people ask me this question too. And
yeah.
do you wish you were playing? I mean, yeah, no,
I mean, no, I don't wish I was playing right now. Like, I'm super happy with my life right now. I don't wish right now. I maybe wish I could have played maybe for a little longer, have the chance to actually reach my full potential, because it was so short. And I was top 230 in the world at 17. And then I had a terrible injury that literally put me away for like a whole year. So I was on the road to, I was beating all these players, and I was on the road to being, top 100. And then I had not only that setback, but many setbacks. And so I just wish I could have done it for longer, and maybe it would have been so traumatic. But also, it's made me who I am. It's made me the person I am. So, at the end of the day, I think I don't regret it, because, it's made me stronger.
Yeah, I don't think we should regret anything, like everything in life happens for a reason, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're meant to be here. That's what, for me, honestly, like, it was tough when I just stopped with my pro career. I'm like, oh, maybe I should play more. I wish I played more. And you have these thoughts, obviously, which I'm sure all of us, we have them, but then you gotta be in the moment, you gotta be in the present, and what can you make the most out of this moment, right?
Yeah, for
What
sure.
can I, you know
Yeah, I mean, I struggled right when I retired. I would say the next 3 years, even though I was coaching and everything was good, I struggled a little bit, because obviously you see, players who you've beaten going, on the top, but then, there was no point of regretting anything, because, like you said, everything happens for a reason. And
yeah,
I learned to accept everything and really kind of embrace it. All the hardships I had to go through, you know make you who you are, and you just gotta be grateful for that.
exactly. Yeah, grateful, I think it's a very strong word, and it's a very important word, because we really gotta be grateful,
Yeah.
for all the experience that we had, because they made us the person that we are now, right? You're a
And
successful businesswoman in your industry right now. And all of your tennis experience, your background has brought you to this, because you would not be as strong and as tough as you are right now. So, I really um, um, I want to talk more about, like, I want people to listen to this podcast. Yes, listen to other people's stories, but also, like, your advice, like some of your advice on. Um, so I have a few things. I have a few questions. First of all, do you have any help, like, when it comes to your business? Like, do you have other coaches, or you're doing everything alone?
I mean, I work with my husband. He's like the other coach. So I mean, he does have his students. I have mine. And then we do have, coaches that help us. When we really need help. Sometimes with new students, we have coaches. But I mean, for the past year, it's really been, a lot of people want me to, be on court, and so it's hard. So sometimes, yeah, a lot of it, it's me.
Yeah, but they come there because of you, because you're the brand, right? But
Yeah.
um, did you ever think about, like, coaching other coaches underneath you, like coaching them your ways, and having your, you know, the coaching philosophy? Like, have you ever
Yeah,
thought about that?
that's super interesting. Yeah, I've thought of that. Because I feel like, there's definitely, and there should be more platforms where coaches can get more informed about just get educated in new drills, new techniques, things that are working, that are not, because I feel like there's not enough of that. Nowadays I feel like anybody can really grab a racket and go feed balls. So that would be a great thing to do. Right now, really, the people who help us, they're close to us, and we're not really, teaching them, or I mean, I'm trying what I can, but I'm also on court, so it's difficult. But
Yeah.
that would be a cool thing, where you have a bunch of coaches, with the same philosophy, going in the same direction, because I feel like it's important, right, for a kid to have a clear path, and a clear, okay, exactly what they need to do with their technique, with their footwork, where everything needs to be at.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I think that every coach should have their own style, right? But if you're in the same team, you should have the same coaching philosophy. You should teach the same things, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in your own way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an idea for you. Uh,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, me and my husband, we've been really blessed because we have such a similar styles of coaching, like literally the same. We're like, oh my God, you think the same about this? Yeah, me too. We really don't differ on anything. So usually I'm like, I'm very comfortable with my students training with him and he's training with me, with mine, because yeah, we have the same philosophy. So that's cool.
So talking about the philosophy, do you have something you go by? Do you have your coaching philosophy? What do you go by?
I mean, it really depends. So I'm very, like, I would say I'm a very flexible, like open-minded person. So I like to very look at the kid and make a plan for the student that I have, because sometimes I'll have a player who does better with certain things or performs better with say maybe I get a kid who needs a lot more technique, so I gotta make a plan for that. Maybe I have a kid who has great technique, but now we need to move into the next stage, which is that they need to move like much better. So obviously my main things are like technique has to be really well already by 10, 11 years old. The technique has to be pretty much founded, so they don't have to think about that anymore, and you could really move on into the footwork stage, because that you really have to develop that early on. And I say that from experience because I was not a very athletic person, and I worked so hard in age 12, 13, 14, and at age 15 I was really quick on the court, so I was a really good mover. So yeah, that's the main thing. And obviously, I'm big on psychology also, so I do like to have them perform under pressure during practices. I like to see, when do they break down, what do they need to work on. And I'm really tough, so everybody that comes to, they know that I'm tough. I'm like super nice when you get to know me, but
Yeah.
if you score, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to be in the court with her. I'm kidding. um so yeah, so I mean, I was kind of raised like that a little bit, and so I do like to educate them also, and have respect on the court. So yeah, but really I make a personalized plan for my students depending on where they're at. And like I said, I'm flexible because some things work for some things don't work for others. Obviously the basics, there are basics that have to be there. But if you have a tall player, you can't make her play like a shorter player that maybe play more spin. Like, it's just, that those kind of things.
No, that's great. It's funny how you said that, because like you look so sweet, right? But like nobody would say like that you would like be mean on the court. But I feel like us also as female coaches, we need to have that authority on the court. We really do, because if we don't, then they take advantage of us, right?
Oh,
Because they think
yeah.
we're softer, we have that softer side, right?
Yeah.
And that authority, that respect, is just like it goes
Yeah.
down the water. So we really gotta be tough as female tennis coaches. We gotta be tough. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my opinion. Obviously, it's all about finding the balance, right?
Yeah.
With some kids, with some students, players, you can be a little more tough. With some, you
Yeah.
can't. You have to. And I think all the good coaches have that. Have that. They're able to adapt, right? They're
Yeah.
able to adapt,
Sure.
like, and
But
change. You know.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think for male coaches it's a little bit easier already, with the authority part, just because you have a younger girl and there's a tall male, and it's just
Yeah.
already, but yeah, I think that's just also because there's not as much female coaches out there, and maybe they're not as used to seeing them. But yeah, it's super important to make sure that they have discipline from early on. Obviously it depends on their goal, but anyways, you got to be respectful, you got to have discipline on the court, you got to try your 100%. And that's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Like, but it's interesting that you say that about female and male coaching. I mean, that's the whole, I feel like, subject on its own, like talking about males and female coaching. Why do you think there's not that many female coaches out there? What?
Yeah, I mean, I think that also, I mean, females, I feel like girls who play on the tour and stuff after, I mean, you have kids, and that I admire you for still being on court and working and doing all this, but I feel like maybe when they have kids and stuff, they don't want to be on court as much. They don't have the passion for it maybe as much. And I think for males it's a little more, it's more of a viable career path. I feel like for girls, sometimes, women coaching a boy, it's maybe, sometimes not as common. So I feel like, it's more normal for a male coach to have both genders.
Yeah.
But I think that it is changing a lot in the past years. And I mean, I think that we're both doing a really good job. And I mean, I get messages all the time from girls who want to improve and want to train, and I mean, that's cool, to have that impact.
No, yeah. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. I feel like this podcast is not going to be enough. We have to do another one. I um, so you are very active on social media, on Instagram. We both are. So Gaby Paz, is that your hand? What's your handle? It's
Hey,
just
Gaby Paz, yeah.
so everybody follow Gaby Paz Tennis. Um, um, and you grew your Instagram, and it's amazing. Has that helped you with your business? Have you gotten more clients? Did you get more opportunities just with everything? How has that helped you with your career?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's helped me a lot. I didn't really, yeah, I did it really because, I wanted to provide more information for players, parents, coaches, and you know for people who really looking to improve overall. But yeah, it's been great because, yeah, like I said, I got a lot of messages from players. I've gotten a lot of players to come train with me that I've been able to help a ton. Some of them come here for a few months, some of them live here. And it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I've gotten to meet like great coaches. I feel like more people now know the work that I do. Sometimes people know that you're coaching somewhere close by, but they don't really know you. They don't know the way you coach.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been awesome. It's been great.
No, yeah, I think it's such an amazing opportunity. How I started and why I started was because most of my lessons and everybody was word of mouth, right? And it was growing. It was good, but I'm like, okay, I think I can grow more. I need to put myself out there. And 2 years ago, I started with my social media, and it's amazing. So many opportunities. But what advice would you give to another young female tennis coach that is working out there, grinding, doing so many hours, but she wants to also try the online business and also wants to like get on social media and promote herself more? What would be your advice when it comes to posting, when it comes to editing? Because it's a lot of work. How do you do it? How do you manage everything?
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of it myself. I do. I'm like really savvy with the online stuff, like with all the everything. Like literally, I can make a website in a few hours. So
Uh,
that's
I wish I
um
could this to make my website too.
so savvy with that stuff, and sometimes I get lost in it, and I'll be there for like 5 hours, and then my husband's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh,"
Oops.
but yeah, but yeah, I mean, I edit my own videos. I have an app on my phone, and that it doesn't really take me that long to do that. But I do have some help in terms of like, posting every day, because sometimes I'm on court and then I gotta go back, eat, maybe take a power nap and come back out. So I don't really have time to think, oh, did I post today? So I'll have some help in those areas. And yeah, just about, when I started, um I asked for some advice, and people were like, you just gotta be consistent. If your content is good, people relate to it, you'll be able to um you know to to get the impact that you want.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I'm a very impatient person. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been, constant, also having a little help as help, so I kind of don't have to even think about it. Sometimes I don't even go on my Instagram for a day because I worked all day, and it's fine because, somebody's helping me with the
Yeah.
posting. So yeah, that's been good. It kind of growing by itself. Obviously, I have to record the videos, and but yeah, sometimes I'll have a little time and then I'll do it. It really doesn't take that long.
But would you, now it's a little bit different because you grew on Instagram and you're successful. But when you're just starting out, it's not as simple. Um, you have to get over that hump of like a certain amount of followers where it's like going slow and then it starts going fast, right? It's like
Yeah,
so, and then once like you reach, I don't know what, then I like that, at least it was for me. Then it's just like it's happening on its own. I don't have to worry about the following part.
yeah.
I have to worry about the content. Do you recommend to record videos like you go one day and then you do a few of them in a row, or you kind of like do it during the lessons? And how do you do it? Do you mix it up? What would you say was the best way?
I do both, honestly. Sometimes I usually on the weekend, because I don't have time to actually do many during my lessons. I'll do sometimes during the week, be like, oh, okay, this is a cool exercise, and I'll record it, and that's good. But then, I can't really do that much because obviously I'm working, and it's hard. But so yeah, I'll go out on Sunday. My husband does videos as well, so
Okay.
uh, kind of help each other, and I'll get like 6-7 videos,
Mm.
and I'll space them out and post them. Yeah.
And how do you come up with new ideas? Do you find it challenging the more you are posting? Because sometimes I'm like, okay, like just coming up with new ideas because you guys stay on top of it, right? Like you
Yeah,
guys
for sure.
do.
Yeah. A period of time there that I was like, oh my god, like I've literally like posted everything. But no, I don't know, it just, also now that I have a little bit help, sometimes I'm not even thinking about it and it will just come to me. Or sometimes
Okay,
I'll go out there on Sunday and I have no ideas. I'll get on the court and the ideas will come to me.
it
I'll
happens.
And of course, throughout the lessons, I do get ideas from the mistakes I see that are, most common, or I'll watch a girl play a match and I see things that are happening that, that happen often. So
Mhm.
that helps a lot. Yeah.
You probably will agree on this, but I feel like right now we can get so many ideas too, also from other coaches, right, online, and then you can take it and kind of like put it in your own way. That's at least what I do sometimes. I see a great
Yeah.
idea, something great, and I try to like make it in my own way.
Right.
Which, because tennis at the end of the day, it's not really a complicated sport, right?
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
it's pretty simple. So, but there's some cool ways that you can find to get to that specific player and help them out with,
Yeah.
a different drill or a trick or something you say so they visualize it and it clicks in their
Yeah.
head. So I
Yeah.
think it's like the variety is so important, and that what like challenges me. That's what I love. It's like coming up with new things or seeing other people do something like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh, maybe I can try this.
Yeah.
um yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I have done a few like psychology tips here and there, but I definitely want to do more of those. It's just, yeah, it's been challenging with the time and everything, but yeah, I mean that's important. I feel like there's not enough education on that psychology aspect, to
I
what to think.
agree, there's not. Yeah.
So
You
yeah, I
should do
want
it
to
more.
do that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's and
Yeah, you should do that more. I really would love to see that because it's such an important aspect, in tennis, at any level, because I coach, from recreational to professional, and it's so important even on a recreational level. It's
yeah,
it's crazy. But like you said, I don't see that actually online much. I see drills and ideas and mostly the same stuff, but I don't
yeah,
see that. And since you have all the experience with that, I definitely think you should do it.
yeah, and I'm gonna do that more for sure. Yeah, just yeah, whenever I find the time, I want to get into that more.
Um, okay, I'm not gonna keep you for much longer. I want to just give you I just want to ask you a few more questions. Okay, so these are all more like personal questions. Do you have like a morning or night routine, like, or like something with your nutrition, exercise, meditation, or reading? I feel like most of the successful people have kind of some kind of routine, in any of these aspects. Do you have any of those?
So with the nutrition, I wouldn't say so. Unfortunately, I would like to. I mean, luckily my husband cooks, so that's really good. So that's what he
Like,
makes.
I wish my husband cooked.
Yeah, he cooks really good too. So
Nice.
so that's nice. I try. I mean, so it's hard being a tennis coach, right? Because you're so physical. Your body. Sometimes I'm like exhausted. Sometimes my muscles are exhausted. So I do try to work out and like 2 3 times a week, and sometimes a week go by, I'll be honest, and I didn't have time. But I do notice that when I'm on court and I do have those workouts strengthening, I feel much better energy wise.
Yes.
uh when I'm running to balls, obviously for injury prevention. I mean, I'm still hitting, I'm still really active, so I feel so much better. I try to get that in. I do yoga sometimes. I'm not gonna say it's in my routine, but I try to, because I don't stretch as much as I should, and so with the yoga, it's a little bit more fun, and I can also kind of meditate. I feel like it relaxes me, so I've been doing that more. But yeah, I think meditation is amazing. I mean, I used to do that more when I was playing. And my husband is big on that. Actually, he like reads books, and sometimes I'll get to the room and he's like meditating, and I'm like, what are you doing? But I've done it with him now a few times, because usually my brain is going like, I mean, like million miles an hour, and before I go to sleep, I'm still like thinking, and I'm still going crazy. So meditation, I think that is something that we should all get in our routines, at least before you sleep, because the brain doesn't stop. I mean, in this era now, with the social media, and just with all the things that you do. I mean, I have like right now my tennis business. I have the other business I was telling you about that we'll talk about in a minute. And then so I'm constantly, thinking. So
Yeah,
that's
I agree with you 100%. Then wait until you have kids too.
yes, I try to do as much as possible before that, because then
Yeah. But I'm sure with your personality, you will be doing it always. For me, meditation is really hard. I want to get into it because I hear a lot of people are telling me to do so, but I've tried and I've never succeeded.
yeah,
So I really cannot turn off my brain. I
yeah.
cannot.
So I know.
But I
So
know there are
I,
ways, and I really want to do it. I really want to do it.
No, for sure. There's this challenge. I mean, and there are a few apps or even on YouTube,
Yeah.
uh, that you have like a 30-day challenge. And first day is literally just like 5 minutes, or you just try to quiet your brain, relax your muscles. But yeah, there's been studies like after those 30 days, like your brain changes a little bit, and you notice you are more relaxed. It definitely does work.
Yeah.
It's just being committed, just like anything else, right? Because
Exactly.
I'm
And
like, oh, I
yeah,
don't have time for this. But no, it's good.
for me, like when somebody honestly says, I don't have time for this, it doesn't mean that it's not that important to them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and you're so busy, right? And I'm so busy too, but like you're going to find time what's important to
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
And it's so important to take care of yourself, of your inner self, right? Because that way you can be the best your business with your family. Because if you don't take care of yourself, that, I don't know if it's nutrition, I don't know if it's meditation, I don't know if it's exercise, whatever it might be for you, you have to know what it is for you, because that way you're gonna be better in all other areas in your other businesses,
Yeah,
right?
for sure, for sure. Yeah,
um
and
yeah.
yeah, when you learn to be disciplined, just about that. I mean, it's simple, really. It's 5 minutes a day just to meditate, and
Yeah.
it does change a lot of things in your life.
Yeah. So what do you do besides, I mean, I know, but what do you do besides your tennis business and the social media? What other business you have? Do
Yeah.
you
So
go?
yeah. recently, I mean, with my team, we launched a brand of bags that's called GP Sport. So it's Game Point Sport. And that's been obviously taking a lot of my time, but it's been super exciting. We've been growing. Basically, they are. I mean, I always struggle with the bags, right? Because I don't want to carry like the big bag anymore. I'm on court, and I notice a lot of people have that same. If you're not a pro, that needs like 6 rackets, you don't need the huge bag.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make something that was also like super stylish, elegant, that will last you a long time, that is sun resistant. So I created this PU leather bags that have a duffel, there's a tote, there's a backpack, and basically they're super functional. So they have tons of pockets, so I don't have to just throw around my stuff. Usually you put the racket in the duffel and put the towel, put the clothes, put everything, and you can find anything. So
Mm-hmm.
have pockets for everything. They have an insulated pocket for the water, for the sweat clothes, for the sweaty clothes, for they have for the shoes a different compartment. They have for the keys, you can hang the keys so you don't lose them. And then all of the bags have a separate compartments for the rackets, so it's not mixed up. So yeah, that's been super cool. I mean, I love the bag myself. Like I've been wearing it already for like 6 months, I would say, and it literally looks exactly the same. Everybody asks me about it, and so that's been so much fun. Yeah.
No, I must say that I love the bag. And okay, but it's funny that I did not know that was your bag, like, and I just told you this when we talked. And I was going to a court and I did a picture. What is it saying inside? Hard work, resilience,
And determination,
and
determination.
determination. I love that. Um, I love the quality, and
Yeah.
I love the quality. I love the look. Everybody, like you said, is asking me about it. So now I
Yeah.
can say, but so it's not Gaby Paz. It's Game Point.
Yeah. Game point. Yeah.
Right.
It's game point
Or
sport.
Gaby Paz.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, no, yeah, no, I love the bag too. So I'm really glad you love it.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm really excited. I know it's gonna, I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go great because anything that's that has quality like that, and and it looks very nice and stylish. I really like it. What is your, do you have a goal? Do you have a vision? Like, I feel like we all should have either short-term goals or long-term goals, or have some vision that drives us every day, that gets us out of bed. It's not like just another day. Okay, like, okay, I have to do this and I have this on my to-do list. But like, do you have any goals, or you have any vision for
yeah,
personal or business?
yeah, yeah. I mean, personally, I definitely want to have kids. In the next year or two. And yeah, hopefully that will happen. That would be a huge blessing. And then, I mean, this is still obviously personal, but in the business side, like I said, I would love to see, my visions come to life. Like, my back company, I just love being able to, design something and see it come to life and see people love it. Like,
Mhm.
people are buying it, they're wearing it. That's super cool. I'm trying to send the message through the bags. A lot of the writings, a lot of the other slogan we have is confidence without limits. I want, somebody to feel confident, even if you're not, but you feel confident when you walk out with that bag on court.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's obviously a huge goal. And yeah, with my coaching, I mean, it's tough. I do work a lot of hours, but yeah, I would just like to keep working in tennis. I think I'll never, I mean, not never, but I don't want to stop coaching anytime soon.
Mhm.
um but yeah, I mean, just really my goal is to keep impacting these girls. I mean, I've been coaching for already like 10 years, and I have girls who are coached for a long time, and now they're in college, and they still come back to me all the summers, and they call me from their colleges for advice in their life, in their tennis, in their matches. And I haven't seen them in like 6 months, but they still call me, and that's super cool that I can be a mentor for all of them. I'm a psychologist. I feel like I'm a life coach, I'm a tennis coach, I'm all of this for them. I'm a role model.
Your
So
author. you write books,
Yeah,
you design
yeah,
bags. I mean, what else you don't do? It's like
yeah, I
the
know.
list just keeps going on, you know? No,
Yeah,
just love
but
it.
I,
I love it.
honestly,
Yeah.
I do all the stuff, but I do also find time, I mean, with my husband. I have a dog, and I also, my family's close by, so we always go visit them. So that's a really cool balance that I have. Like, you know,
Yes.
I was doing all of this and I wasn't happy in my personal life. Really, all of this is also because I'm happy, and I kind of do it for them too, with them. It's like a fun adventure, just because, that's cool. If I was, it's tough to do stuff. It's only for you. This is more like a, you know what I mean,
You have a
to
bigger
have,
purpose. Yeah.
yeah, have a big support, and I have other people who are helping me as well, with the brand, and so it's cool. And so your success is theirs, theirs is yours. It's cool to do things like that. So
No, that's awesome. I love it. So my final three questions, and you kind of answered, one of them right now as you were talking, because I feel like in life, no matter where you're at and what career, where you're going, we're all trying to find some kind of balance in life, right? Like, I feel like life is about that. So, like, my question for you was, how do you find your balance? But you just responded to me, by being with
yeah,
your family, doing all of these things that you can balance out, the work and, so I don't know if you want to add something more to it, but you pretty much
yeah,
answered very
yeah.
quick.
Pretty much. Like, I feel like the whole point of life is just to be happy, and I say that to everyone. Like, I'm just like a very peace person, and I everything I do, like, I want to feel happy. I don't like conflict. I feel like we have one life, and, like, what's the point if you're not happy? If there's something that's making you unhappy, or something that's causing you too much stress, then that's not the way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I recently, had to make some decisions and stuff, and just to make every decision based on what's gonna make you happy, because, like, we have one life, and that's also why I'm embracing all this stuff. It's like, you have one life, and you do what you want to do, pursue your passions, and just be happy with, like, the people you love.
Yeah, no, that's so important. I love that. Do you have someone you look up to that motivates and inspires you?
Interesting question.
Yes, I got you with this one because yeah, go ahead.
I
Or
have to think.
okay,
you
I guess no, it's okay because I think I would have to think about this question too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my parents are a huge influence in my life, and, I mean, I look up to both of them in different ways. Um, as a person, I mean, I do admire. I don't have somebody in the top of my head right now, but I do admire, like, women entrepreneurs. Women's that, CEOs, that are big time, who, being a female, obviously, is it's tough when you're doing your own business, whether it's in tennis or in anywhere else. So I admire that, that like the hustle, the toughness that they have to, the perseverance, really, because anything you do, you have to be perseverant, and sometimes that's not the easiest thing. You want it now, or you want it, like, tomorrow. So yeah, I admire people like that. I mean, some tennis players also, but I
Yeah.
don't have it at the top of my mind right now.
No, but that's fine because I don't think I could give a name either because but I feel like we're so similar with our thoughts, like what you just said, it's the same for me too. But at the end of the day, it's like I feel like it's finding that, like you said, the happiness and the fulfillment, not
Yeah,
about just being successful, being an entrepreneur, being a CEO, like,
yeah,
or being this good example. You want to be a good example, right? You want to inspire others, but you don't want to actually suffer. You
yeah,
want to inspire them by showing them that it's possible to also be happy and also work and all of these things, do all
yeah,
of these things,
yeah,
because we could be working, inspiring others, right? But we could be miserable, you know.
yeah. Oh yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah,
Um,
you
so
love.
yeah, you gotta find that
Yeah, and
what
yeah,
makes you, yeah,
yeah, and for me, it's like, your motives gotta be, they gotta be in the right place,
yes,
right? Like,
yeah,
what motive for doing this business, or for teaching or whatever, if I get some girls who are confused about what they want to study, and they're like, well, I really love this, but then this is going to make me a lot of money, but I don't know if I love it. It's like, when you get to this point, it's like, just do what makes you happy with whatever that is. If you'll do what makes you happy and put your 100% in it, like, you'll be successful. That for me,
yeah,
success,
yeah,
so
100%. I agree with that. Like, obviously sometimes we can be like, okay, well, quit school and go do this because this makes you happy, there's some things you gotta do, right? But if you're not, but if you give your 100%, like you said, into what you love, you will for sure be successful. And but it doesn't happen overnight, like those followers and the following, it's like, you're like, why isn't that going, like, why? But you're consistent, you're doing what you love, like, you're not thinking about the money or the fame or this or that. You're thinking about what you're actually doing, right? And all of this other stuff, the money and the fame and the success, then that comes and it falls into place.
I mean, for me, like, I don't love, like, the fame stuff. Like, I'm very kind of personal with my life. Like, on Instagram, I don't like to post that much about my personal life, because I feel like that's mine. And like, before, when I was younger, I would maybe post more about things, but it's like, I don't need to be showing that. I like people to get to know me, but I want to find a balance, with my private life and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's like I wrote in the back, right? Anything you do with hard work, your determination and your resilient, you will find success, and success may mean different things, right? So
exactly, yeah. Okay, final question is, it's nothing special, but what books, or if you could pick one book or a podcast that you like, or two or three, what's your recommendation?
That is a good one. A book for a podcast. Oof. I would say a book. This book kind of changed my life in a way. It's called Peaceful Warriors.
Okay.
It's by Dan Millman. He has a lot of other books that are super cool on he was an athlete, and on like inner peace, also meditation, how to perform better, but how to live just a happier life. And so the Peaceful Warrior one, it's amazing because it's like a story. So it's not like a teaching book or anything. It's just a story. But it has so many teachings on it, on like perseverance, forgiveness, and just how to live in peace, which is what we all want to do.
We're all in pursuit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that I would say that, I mean, that's always at the top of my list.
Okay, I like that. I'm for sure gonna get that book now because you influenced me to get that book.
Oh, perfect. I wasn't trying to, but yeah, that is the truth.
But this is what it is about, right? Like, what influenced you? What's your experience? And then if I want to take that advice, or somebody else, they can take it. If I don't want it, I'm not. But I'm interested,
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So yeah, there's actually a movie about that, The Peaceful Warriors. There's actually a movie I think you can really watch anywhere, and that's from the book. And so yeah, it's this gymnast who was like the top to qualify for the Olympics, and he kind of breaks his leg and has a major setback. But then he meets this guy who's kind of guiding him and coaching him, but not really like training him in gymnastics, but coaching him like mentally on how to be have to live a better life, be more present, be more better human being. And so obviously in result, then that makes everything better in the sport as well. So that one is super cool, that book, Peaceful Warriors, and also by him, The Journey of Socrates. Both of those are one of my favorites.
Thank you so much. I'm reading right now. A lot of people recommended the Atomic Habits.
Okay.
I just started last night, but after 2 pages, I fell asleep because I'm so tired at night, and that's the only time I can read a book. And like, what do I just start closing? I'm like,
Get
Well,
there.
slowly I'll get there, but yeah.
Let me
uh,
know how
I
that one
will.
is. Yeah, I'm always looking to read something. I mean, it's hard, but it's better to read.
Yes, then scroll on Instagram or,
Yeah.
you
Oh, I
know,
mean, a lot of shows, but sometimes they keep me up instead of making me fall asleep.
yes, yeah. The book immediately, it's like, yeah.
But
Okay, well, Gabby, it was so nice talking to you, and I'm sure we'll talk more. Thank you for sharing with us all of your experiences and your advice. And I wish you really all the best in everything you do, in all the businesses you do, in your personal goals and your business goals. You really deserve the best, and I'm really excited what the future holds for you.